3 from ULM this weekend. Christian Ostrander joins us right now to talk about the weekend that was and look ahead. And, Coach, I look at the scores from your 3 games, and I shake my head and go, baseball's kind of a funny game. You beat a team to death for 2 days in a row, a couple of run rule wins. You score in the teens in both games, and then you turn around in game 3 and you scratch for 1 run. And it's like, how does this game even make sense?
Yeah, it's it's definitely puzzling sometimes, and it's kind of one of those days that I thought we hit a lot of balls hard. I really did. I thought we hit a lot of balls that that didn't get rewarded, and that's baseball. I mean, that's what's so awesome about it. It's you can do everything right and not get rewarded, and you can do everything wrong and it goes your way. So it is what it is. But hats off to ULM. Their pitchers did a really good job on Sunday, and they kind of emptied the tank with their bullpen pieces, and they made it pretty tough too.
10 spot in the 3rd inning on Friday night, and all of a sudden you got all this breathing room, and Billy Oldham, I mean, from what I'm looking at, looks like he just filled up the zone for you after that.
Yeah, that's what he is. That's what he does, and he did a great job just plus and minus and throwing strikes, saying if you beat me, beat me. And really the 2 runs that scored, or 2 of the runs that scored for him, they were leadoff walks followed by a double. They gave up 2 hits on the night, and both of them were doubles after a leadoff walk. So, but other than that, man, he was really good. Really was.
How nice was it to be back in your park? I know we talked about it last weekend, especially for conference play. I know you had the midweek game, but under the lights on a Friday night for a conference game had to feel good to be back there in front of your fans in a packed house.
It did. I mean, it was a tough. The weekend before was tough, and but I'm just really proud of our guys. Kind of sticking it out and putting a 3-1 week together. Of course, we wish it was 4-0, and but whatever. I mean, it is what it is, and you got to move on to the next one. But it was great to be back home for sure.
Coach, sometimes the difference in winning games and losing games is putting big innings together. You score one here, a couple of zeros, and you look up and you're like, man, it feels like we should have more runs. On Saturday, you're able to get 3 innings where you put up a crooked number, 6 in the 3rd, 2 in the 5th, and then you blow it open with the 5 in the 8th and end up with the 10-run rule. How important is it to be able to have a couple of innings like that where you're able to string together some hits? Maybe you get helped out by the other team a little bit with some free base runners, but you put that big number up.
Yeah, I think that's a crucial part. I mean, you want to add to a lead or put numbers on the board any way you can, and sure, 2's better than 1, 3's better than 2, but I think it's just tough on the other team when you can put those crooked numbers up, because you feel like they might feel like you're getting close, or it's close, and then boom, you got some more separation. So just get them on, get them in any way you can. I mean, that's the name of the game.
And then Tucker Stockman with the extra exclamation point at the end, a walk-off grand slam. That's a pretty good way to end it.
Yeah, he put a really good swing on it. The ball wasn't traveling great that day. It was traveling pretty good Friday, but on Saturday he hit that backside. It was really really neat to watch, and what a neat way to end the game.
Yeah. So you said yesterday, I mean, you have 10 hits in the ball game, and some hard hit balls beyond that. But only scratched for the 1 run. Disappointing way to finish the weekend. I mean, I think you would agree, and you alluded to that just a second ago. You'd like to finish off the sweep. What's the mindset that your team's got to have to figure out a way to finish this off when there's an opportunity?
Well, that's a good question. It's one that, I addressed with the group earlier today at practice about, we've had 6 chances to sweep this year, and we've done it once. Not that I expect you have to be 6 for 6. That'd be great. But, to me, I said, why? What is the difference? What's happening? And to me, and, I personally think it's maturity. It's been, guys, not enough guys that's been there before that understands how hard it is. And you hope by this point they do. And, I'm trying to say the magic words and encourage the magic way and motivate the right way. But ultimately it comes down to those guys saying, grabbing the bull by the horn and say, hey, man, this is to do something special is going to take more than what we've done already. And, and it's something you got to learn. You really do. And we haven't figured out how to make that magic happen enough.
Coach, you shook the rotation up a little bit. with Nico throwing yesterday. It felt like he needed a bounce-back performance after the previous week. Did you like what you got from him on the mound yesterday?
Absolutely. No, he threw 6 shutout innings in the 7th. I think it's a leadoff walk hit by pitch. So I went to the pen, and then we made it just a crucial error. Cross Sibley's been great, best athlete on the staff. Usually, Greg Maddox type defender. Made an unfortunate error, and and that kind of allowed the Avalanche to start, and they ended up getting 3 runs that inning. So, but no, Nico was great. I actually pitched him last Tuesday and out of the pen,
right,
to get him his feet wet, get back out there, and so he pitched 8 innings this week and looked like himself. So it was really good. So
you hosted a Louisiana team this weekend, and you played a Louisiana team in the midweek this past week, and now you make the road tour through Louisiana. Head down to New Orleans tomorrow night for a game against Tulane, and then ease on over to Lafayette for the weekend with this series with the Raging Cajuns. And I think it's one that a lot of people have been looking to for a while, right? Whether it's fans of these teams because of kind of the history, or maybe people that are just kind of watching the Sun Belt. It feels like a really big week coming up for you.
Well, they all feel that way to me, but definitely, there's some underscores there, and they have a passionate fan base like we do, and it's, we've played each other, in the past, even when we're not in the same league and stuff. So it's a lot of respect, and obviously they're at the top of our league right now. I think they got a 3-game lead over us, and so it's going to be a challenge. We know that it's going to be a war, and we got to be ready to go in there and compete our tails off, and and try to do something special on the road, and we're going to have to earn it. So it's going to be a grind, but before that, we got to go and try to put a good game together tomorrow at Tulane as well, who's, in my opinion, is a very offensive team that these midweek games are always fun navigating that lineup.
I know Pete Taylor Park is tough for opponents coming to you. In terms of you going out, is Lafayette as difficult to spot as there is in your league?
Yeah, it's up there. I would say it's definitely up there. Coastal there, Georgia State, good Lord, that's definitely a home field advantage. But, it's anywhere. I mean, we're at Georgia Southern. They have a great environment, and there's so many others that do. So, it's going to be a hostile environment, and, but it should be fun. I mean, that's why we play the game. That's what it's all about. So, go out there and compete on the field in a great environment against a great opponent.
That was a really diplomatic answer, Coach. You didn't want to single anybody out. It's like we're running for office here, not coaching baseball.
Well, I appreciate that. You got to stay on the fence sometimes. So, but no, it is. It's a lot of good places here to play in this league to play.
Well, and I think the bigger point that you're making, or maybe what I take away from that, is how much passion there is across the entire conference for college baseball. Sun Belt, I mean, really, really good and deep league this year.
Yeah, I think it is. I think everybody's seeing that a little bit too, and hopefully the representation in postseason will show it too. But, it's a good league, and you got to show up. And, just like everybody thinks you're playing ULM, you're going to go sweep, you're supposed to. It just don't work that way. It's not going to, you got to go play good baseball against whoever you're playing, in this league to have a chance to win. So it's, and very similar to other leagues throughout the country that, that has just so much depth and parity.
Last thing for you, Coach, have you kind of decided what the plan is for on the mound this week, or at least for the midweek? Tomorrow we're going to actually start J.B. Middleton on the mound tomorrow. And, it's going to be a staff game. We know that. And multiple guys will throw because we don't have the depth on the mound to not go into a weekend, fully loaded and rested. So it'll be a staff game, and then we'll get ready for the weekend. Oz, thanks so much for your time.